Okay, so here is our week 2 webinar for EDT610. So let's go ahead and get started. Our agenda for tonight is to go ahead and go over some general class things like you can see right here, and then to just go over the assignments for the week and just give you some tips on that. And that's about it. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so a couple of just basic questions here. I did this in the first webinar, so I'll do it very quickly right here. When will grades be posted? I like to post grades no earlier than the Tuesday, actually, is what it should be here, the Tuesday after the class ends. So the class ends on a Saturday, so something to keep in mind that the assignments are actually due for week 4 are due a day early. So the class ends on the last Saturday. And then no earlier than Tuesday around noon will grades be posted. And many times it does take a little bit longer to get things done, so this is inaccurate right here. So don't worry about this part right here where it says Thursday. But grades will be posted no earlier than the Tuesday, and possibly a little bit longer than that. So let's see. So just a note there, it will not be Tuesday or Thursday. It's just sometime Tuesday or later that grades will be posted. Discussion boards, try to do these earlier in the week. Makes a little more sense if you're doing them earlier in the week. And then if you have to respond to other people, it does make it easier to respond to other people if everybody doesn't wait until the end. If you do have several parts to the discussion board, especially if those parts have points associated with them, it's always nice if you can just label those so I know exactly where to look to make sure you get those points. I do have a website that has some supplementary material. It's at tinyurl.com/theprofzone. So you can see it there. It just has some samples of work and things like that. All right, let's go ahead and get into it here. And I do have pre-recorded webinars just like this one that are available to you whenever whenever is convenient for you. If excuse me, if we do need to schedule weekly collaborate sessions, we can do that. I can certainly just let me know if you feel like you need to meet live, and we can schedule that and see if anyone, see if we can get a group together. However, there are no points associated in the grade book, so this is just for your benefit. Keep that in mind. And like I said, if you feel like you need one, let me know, and we can schedule one even if one is not scheduled. And I will, of course, keep you updated on any live webinars that we might have. But like I said, there are no points in the gradebook, so for those, it's just for your benefit. Let's see, week 4, I am thinking about doing a Twitter chat or a possible Instagram sort of asynchronous conversation. So I'll give you more information as we get closer to that. And then just a tip, rubrics, always check those rubrics because there are points associated with different things within the different assignments. You just don't want to forget about those things and not get those points if there's something that you were supposed to have and didn't have. All right, let's go ahead and continue here. Week 2, there is the typical discussion board. So remember, to get to the discussion board, there's a couple different ways to do that. You can go ahead and just find it right here and click on it, and that'll take you to this area, which is the other way you can get to it. Just go directly to the discussion board on the left. Either way will take you to this area right here, and here's all the discussion boards. So for week 2, we have our discussion board right here. For this discussion board, we're going to be discussing online instruction for the K-12 classroom, so not for college, just kindergarten to 12th grade. Some people are very much against it, some people are very much for it, so you're going to just kind of talk about it. your opinion of that. First question is online teaching a positive or negative trend in K-12 education? What do you think about that? Is online teaching or virtual education here to stay? Is it something that's going to continue? And in what ways are online courses an advantage or disadvantage for students? So you want to put a little bit of both there. You might have an opinion swaying more one way than the other, but you want to make sure you give a balanced question right there. And then what evidence do you have to support your opinions above? So you're going to want to attend to those questions right there, those specific 4 questions right there. Make sure you answer those. This is one of those areas where you could label these, just have this part be a subheading within your answer, and then this part be another subheading, and then just attend to each of those questions. And that's about it for the discussion board. Our next assignment is a collaborative assignment. It's going to be a team presentation on delivering content online. So let's go ahead and take a peek at that. Okay, so I've gone into our week 2 area here on our website, and here's the directions on this specific assignment. So you're going to be in groups. Those groups will be based on your preference of what subject matter, which we talked about during week 1 in our first discussion board. And then also remember for this week there is a link that goes, and I put this in a few different areas, but there is a link that goes directly to a sign up, which is this document right here. And on this document you can sign up for a specific area for the group that you would like to be a part of. And essentially what you're going to do is find your specific subject area that you would like to participate in with that group. And then you're just putting your name down here. If you're comfortable with putting your cell phone number, you're welcome to put that. And email address at least, so you can start communicating with those people, and you're going to make your groups there. Make sure groups have at least 2 students in them and no more than 4. If all of these are taken, or if your group is taken, that you would like to, the subject area that you would like to participate in is taken, I do have an alternate area down here as well for a second set of groups, but again, make sure that you have enough people to have at least 2 students, but no more than 4 in each group. So that's where you sign up. And then what you're going to be doing is you're going to be talking about how to deliver online content in a class that is already occurring. So it's not specifically an online course, okay? But it is how to use online resources to deliver content sort of in a class that's, a face-to-face sort of class. So it says here, your focus will not be on how to create or deliver an online course, but rather how to integrate the subject content material into an ongoing course. So how are you going to leverage online resources to better your on-ground course? There's some information here. You're probably going to want to use something like Google Slides or some specific software that will allow you to work collaboratively on the presentation at the same time. That would make it easier. Okay, so I think we just pretty much covered this. We have to be in groups, so make sure you do get into a group. If you are having trouble getting into a group, we had a little heads up on this during week 1, so by week 2, very beginning of week 2 at the latest, you probably want to let me know if you're having trouble getting into a group, and maybe I can post an all call for, see if we can get some groups that, we'll take another member, things like that. But you got to let me know as quickly as possible if you're having trouble getting into a group, or some points may be lost, because this is a collaborative assignment, and that is, part of the learning process there. So we need to make sure that we get you in a group. Okay, week 2, assignment 2. So our second assignment is you're going to be building a course syllabus for an online class. So you're just going to be creating a syllabus. There are 8 components that you're going to want to attend to. So I brought up our class website here, and you can see here are those 8 components. I would probably just recommend sticking to these and just, making your syllabus and filling out each of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, each of these areas right here. You can add to that if you would like to, but I'd probably just go ahead and stick to that. It'll probably make it easier for you. But if you want to, you know, modify that a little bit, I would just make sure you probably have at least 8 components in there. And like I said, it's just easier if you stick to those 8 components. But you can modify that a little bit if you'd like to. All right, and let me see. And that's about it for this week. Like I said, if you have any trouble getting into a group for the team presentation, you want to let me know as soon as possible, since we've known about it since the start of, the start of the class. Basically, we've started to, to know that that's going to be happening. You want to let me know like very, very early into that second week if you are not able to get into a group, because you really do need to be able to get into a group. So that's about it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me, and I'm happy to help. Thank you very much, and have a great week.